Stop scrolling. Yeah, you. The one who keeps saying, "I'll start tomorrow." The one who knows they're capable of more, but keeps hesitating. You don't need a miracle. You need 1%. Just 1% better than yesterday. Because let's be honest, you know what it feels like to be powerless. To stand there while others shine. To watch people with natural talent move ahead effortlessly. To feel small in a world that rewards strength. You felt overlooked, underestimated, labeled as not enough. Maybe they didn't say it directly, but you heard it. In the way they doubted you, in the way they compared you, in the way they expected less from you. And slowly, you started expecting less from yourself. That's the real danger. Not being weak. Believing you'll always stay that way. You look at the gap between you and your goals, and it feels massive. Like you're standing at the bottom of a skyscraper with no stairs. So you freeze. You procrastinate. You distract yourself. You tell yourself you'll change when the perfect moment arrives. But here's the truth. There is no perfect moment. There is only progress. Tiny, uncomfortable, relentless progress. 1% better. That's it. One more push-up. One more page. One more hour of focus. One more attempt after failure. It sounds small. It feels insignificant. But compounded daily, it becomes transformation. You don't wake up powerful. You earn it. Through injuries. Through embarrassment. Through trying and failing in front of everyone. You think heroes were born fearless? No. They were terrified. Terrified of failing. Terrified of not living up to expectations. Terrified of wasting their potential. But they moved anyway. That's courage. Not the absence of fear, but action despite it. Right now, you're in your training arc. No spotlight, no applause, no dramatic music. Just you versus yesterday's version of you. And yesterday's version was comfortable. Comfortable being average. Comfortable making excuses. Comfortable saying, it's too hard. But comfort never creates power. Discipline does. Every time you choose effort over excuses, you gain 1%. Every time you show up when you don't feel like it, you gain 1%. Every time you refuse to quit after failing, you gain 1%. It's slow, painfully slow, and that's where most people give up. Because they can't see the change. But just because you can't see growth, doesn't mean it isn't happening. Muscles grow in recovery. Confidence grows in repetition. Identity grows in consistency. You don't need to be the strongest today. You need to be stronger than yesterday. That's it. Stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. You don't know their struggles. You don't know their sacrifices. You don't know how many times they wanted to quit. Focus on your 1%. Because 1% daily is unstoppable. It turns the insecure into confident, the timid into courageous, the overlooked into undeniable. But here's the uncomfortable truth. You can't skip the suffering. You can't skip the doubt. You can't skip the days where you feel like nothing is working. That's part of it. That's the test. Will you keep going when it's boring? When it's painful? When no one believes in you? Or will you retreat to comfort? Right now, your future self is watching. Watching to see if you'll fold. Watching to see if you'll rise. And there's a moment. A silent, invisible turning point. The moment you decide that average is no longer acceptable. That moment changes everything. Because once you commit to 1% daily, you stop chasing motivation. You build discipline. You stop wishing to be strong. You become strong. Not overnight, but inevitably. So when the world says you're not ready, When your mind says you're not capable. When your results say not yet. Will you walk away? Or will you prove 1% at a time that your limits were only temporary? Tell me, are you willing to endure the slow, painful process of becoming better? Or will you stay exactly where you are 1 year from now? Good. Then understand this clearly. 1% is not about comfort. It's about confrontation. Confronting the weakness you try to hide. Confronting the habits that sabotage you. Confronting the version of you that settles. Because every single day, you are making a decision. To evolve or to repeat. There is no neutral. If you skip today, you don't stay the same. You slide backward. If you avoid the hard task, you don't protect your peace. You protect your limitations. And that's the brutal truth. You say you want to be stronger, but do you want it enough to wake up early when you're exhausted? To train when your body aches? To study when your mind is tired? To keep going when the results are invisible? Because greatness is built in invisibility, in the quiet mornings, in the late nights, in the moments no one posts online. That's where 1% lives, and 1% is boring. It's not dramatic. It's not flashy. It's not heroic. It's repetitive. It's disciplined. It's relentless. You won't feel like a hero most days. You'll feel tired, doubtful, frustrated. You'll question if you're progressing at all. That's the test. Not whether you can be intense for 1 day, but whether you can be consistent for 1 year. Because anyone can go all in for a week. Very few can endure the grind long enough to transform. And here's what happens if you do. Your mind sharpens. Your body adapts. Your confidence stabilizes. Not fake confidence. Earned confidence. The kind that doesn't shake when someone doubts you. The kind that doesn't crumble when you fail. The kind that says, I've been through worse, I'm not stopping. That's power. And it doesn't arrive with applause. It arrives quietly. Until one day, people notice. They notice your discipline. They notice your results. They notice your energy has changed. But they won't see the years of 1%. They won't see the tears, the setbacks, the nights you wanted to quit. Only you will know. Only you will understand the cost. And that's what makes it yours. So here's the final truth. You don't need to become a different person overnight. You need to win today. Just today. Win your morning. Win your focus. Win your habits. Then repeat. Because if you stack enough small wins, they become an unstoppable identity. And when that identity locks in, you don't chase motivation anymore. You become the standard. Now ask yourself, when the pain hits again, when progress feels slow, when doubt whispers that you're still not enough, will you retreat to comfort? Or will you fight for that 1% even when no one is watching? And 1 year from now, when you look in the mirror, will you see proof of relentless growth? Or the same person who kept waiting for the perfect moment?